Are you ready to embark on your journey to financial freedom? This is part two of a four-part series on how you can do that starting right now. This one is about how do we accept money? You want to get paid for what you do? Well, let's learn how. Let's go. Just a quick recap. In part one, we talked about you have to figure out what it is you're going to sell. So you need to sell a product, a service, or access to something. And you wanted to choose that based on where your passions, your talent lie in conjunction with the market that's available. So hopefully you did that. If you didn't, check the description below, find the link to part one, and do that one first. All right, you've taken the time and you've picked something that you want to sell, and you've made three parts to it. You've got a middle of the road product, you've got a high end, and then you have your kind of lower budget end product. Variations on the same product, but at different price points for different people. All right, now you got to figure out how to collect money. It's as simple as that. You did the hard part. If you know what it is you want to sell, you got to figure out how to collect money. This may or may not be complex depending upon if you're doing a product, a service, or access. There's many ways to collect money. The first thing you should do, though, is open a new bank account that is not the same one you use for your everyday banking. You want those to be separate so that accounting for your business versus your personal expenses are completely different. Now, that doesn't mean you can't put some money from your personal side into your company bank account so that you can get it started, or if you need to purchase some software or you need to purchase something, you can do that, but you need to keep them separate and you'll keep track of all that way. The next thing you need to do is to go ahead and apply for an LLC, limited liability company. Why do you want to do that? You want to do that, and it's a very simple process. There is a little bit of a cost to it, but it's not exorbitant. You want to register in your state and you want to get that LLC so that if anything happens and someone decides they want to sue you for some product malfunction or they didn't get the service they expected, you're not on the hook for that, okay? You are a limited liability company, so your liability in those cases are somewhat limited. Now, I'm not a lawyer, so you definitely want to talk to a lawyer if you're concerned about some of these legal questions. But in the end, you need your own bank account that's separate from your personal bank account, and you need to apply for that LLC and then register in your state so that you are ready to go and have legitimately started this company. Think of a good name. You could change it later, or you can practice as a different name later on. But think of a good name for your company. Do that application. That is your next step. How are you going to collect the money? Are you going to take cash only? Are you going to take checks? You really want to make it as easy as possible to collect money, because if you do not, you could lose a sale because someone doesn't have that type of currency with them at the time. I like to leave the doors wide open. You can check with the bank you're choosing to do a business bank account with. Perhaps they have some methods that they suggest or that they deploy. But I think you should keep it independent of your bank and set up something like Venmo, which is an option. Zelle is an option, or something like that. Now, you also could set up Stripe account so that you can use that Stripe account with different ways to collect money. How do we collect money at Future Ready Consulting? We use HighLevel. HighLevel software is the best software to set up your business for the least amount of money. If you are just starting out with your phone and very, very simple, you don't need to go here yet. You can use Venmo or Zelle or some other application to collect your money as you get started. But as you grow and you want to have more options for people, consider HighLevel. HighLevel's payment opportunities are vast. You can do Google Pay, you can do credit card, you can turn your phone into a swiper so that if people have a credit card that taps or a phone that taps, your phone can accept that. I love that because as soon as someone's ready to buy, you definitely want to collect that money. You don't want to wait. You can also deploy invoices out of HighLevel. So it's a great software to collect payments of all kinds, and you don't just have to use Stripe. There are other money exchange apps that you can connect to HighLevel other than Stripe. So you need to get that set up, a way for you to collect money. Again, if we're doing this down and dirty and simple, take cash or to use an app like Venmo, but pick something, because when somebody's ready to pay you for that awesome product or service, you want to be ready to go. Keep in mind that along the way, people will take money for their service. So Stripe takes a little cut to process credit cards and things like that. So you have to think about that. But you could increase your prices just a little bit to cover for that. Or you could ask that the purchaser pays those prices if they choose to use a credit card. That's up to you. But you do have to consider those charges as you plan your budget. You also want to keep track of everything, so make sure that the bank you choose has a mobile app that makes it much easier. And you want to potentially pick some kind of software that you can keep track of what's going in and out for tax purposes when it's time to file those taxes, or just for your own benefit to know what kind of money you're making and profit you are accumulating. I use QuickBooks Self-Employed. You can use whatever you'd like. Go out there and compare the features and the cost. But again, if you're just starting out, use a spreadsheet. Try to keep things very neat and very organized on a Google Sheet or spreadsheet that's free of charge, no more outlay. But as you start making some money, consider taking some of those profits and using them to buy software to make your life just a little bit easier as your business grows and expands, which it will if you keep at it. Don't stop now. If you've gone this far, then that means you're serious about starting 2.0 you and starting this journey to your financial freedom. So set these pieces up. This week's a little bit easier, and make sure you have everything in order. Next time, we're going to talk about what's next. How do you get your word out there? How do you get what you're selling out there to the world so they can start buying from you? All right. You can do this. Subscribe for more tips and tricks on how to get your business started, how to scale your small business, and the different systems you can use for that. You can do this. And remember, without impact, it doesn't matter. I'm Janet with Future Ready Consulting. I'll see you next time. Click that video.